Welcome to the Clinical File. I'm John Cordray, and I'm a licensed professional counselor. And this is my mental health analysis of the Michael David McKee's history and background in the context of the murder allegations against him. These are my speculations. It's not a diagnosis of anyone involved in this case. Have you ever wondered how a person who built such a strong track record of success from childhood could later be accused of crossing state lines to allegedly end two lives in a calculated way? That's the core question that draws us into this story. Let's start with a brief summary of the alleged crime to this analysis. On December 30th, 2025, Spencer Tepe, a 37-year-old respected dentist, and his wife, Monique Tepe, 39, were found shot to death in their Columbus, Ohio home. The killings occurred upstairs in the early morning hours between roughly 2 a.m. and 5 a.m., while their two young children slept nearby. Colleagues called for a wellness check when Spencer didn't arrive at work, which was out of character for him, and a 911 call around 10 a.m. led to the discovery. No forced entry, no weapon left behind. Police released surveillance video of a hooded person of interest in the nearby alley during the time frame. They traced a vehicle seen arriving near the home before the killings and leaving shortly after to Rockford, Illinois. That vehicle was linked to Michael David McKee, Monique's ex-husband, from a marriage that ended in 2017. He was arrested on January 10, 2026 on murder charges, upgraded January 12 to 2 counts of premeditated aggravated murder. He waived extradition from Illinois and appeared calm in court and plans to plead not guilty. No official motive has been released yet, but the selectivity, sparing the children, and planning implied by the travel suggested a targeted intent rather than a random violence. One red flag that stands out right away is his background. The pattern of early and consistent high achievement that may have masked any underlying pressures or vulnerabilities. Michael McKee grew up in Zanesville, Ohio, a smaller city east of Columbus with a family member still connected to the area. Public records and local archives show relatives in Zanesville, but details about his parents, his home life, or family dynamics are scarce. No reports mention trauma, abuse, neglect, or conflict or disruption of any kind. His childhood appears typical for a Midwestern town, stable, community-oriented, without visible red flags. That stability, paired with remarkable early success, forms another layer. In 1994, as a first grader, he earned recognition in the Zanesville Times Recorder for excellent performance at a state science day. By age 8, he won the city spelling bee, spelling siege correctly under pressure. He told the reporter he felt nervous until the final word, showing he was already learning to handle anxiety in competitive moments. Recognition continued through middle school with more local awards that kept him in the spotlight for academic excellence. He ranked 5th in the senior class, became a National Merit Scholar, earned a Biology Student of the Year, and joined the National Honor Society, and played 3 years of varsity football, receiving honorable mention and all-state honors his senior year. These accomplishments required discipline, focus, and performance under scrutiny from peers, coaches, and teachers. A potential red flag here is how closely his identity may have been tied to external validation and success. After high school, he went straight to Ohio State University for undergrad from 2005 to 2009, then stayed for medical school, graduating in 2014. He secured his Ohio medical license soon after at age 28, launching into a demanding specialty. Vascular surgery demands precision, emotion regulation, and endurance in high-stakes situations where decisions affect life and death. He completed a general surgery residency in Virginia from 2015 to 2020, followed by a vascular fellowship at the University of Maryland Medical Center. He finished in 2022. Licenses accumulated: Virginia in 2017, California and Maryland in 2022, Nevada in 2023, Illinois in 2024. His Nevada license expired in June 2025. He worked at a medical clinic in Rockford, Illinois. The frequent moves across states after his divorce stand out as a pattern. He married Monique in August 2015. The marriage lasted less than 2 years. She filed for divorce in May 2017 while he was in Virginia for residency. They had no children together, no major conflicts documented. Post-divorce, McKee advanced professionally. He bought a penthouse in Chicago's Lincoln Park area, maintained licenses in multiple states. A former co-worker described his Nevada period as a start of a downward spiral. In September 2025, a Los Angeles malpractice lawsuit alleged improper supervision during a procedure, causing complications. He was hard to serve initially because he had temporarily disappeared from his address. He had no criminal history beyond traffic violations. Outwardly, the profile is clean, a high achiever from stable roots. No early struggles reported. The contrast is striking, however. Public coverage of his youth focused solely on wins, science fairs, spelling bees, top rankings, athletes, honors, national merit, elite medical training. No family scandals, no adversity mentioned. High performers often compartmentalize emotions to sustain success. Structure from achievement provides purpose, and when life disrupts that, like the short marriage ending, relocations, and professional stress, unaddressed issues may intensify. I want to mention that this is my speculations that the brief marriage could have left an unresolved rejection or a loss of control. Years later, Monique's remarriage and family life might have represented a permanent shift he struggled to accept. Allegations involve premeditation, crossing state lines, traveling over 400 miles from Illinois to Ohio. Selectivity in the targeting adults only suggests boundaries, not broad destruction. This aligns with traits of control and calculation common in high-precision fields like surgery. In professional instability, likely added pressure late, a lawsuit, a license expiration, co-worker comments on decline. High achievers delay emotional processing because work validates them. And when that validation falters, buried resentments can emerge. But none justifies alleged actions. This analysis simply explores how early perfectionism, relational endings, and later cracks might contribute if emotions remain unaddressed. His childhood shows no overt red flags, just drive and success. Yet that drive can create a rigid expectations where failure or loss feels intolerable. The case highlights that external accomplishments don't ensure emotional resilience. Transitions, divorces, career shifts require support, and when ignored, consequences can be devastating. The investigation continues for McKee as he awaits transfer to Ohio. The families seek justice while protecting the surviving children. This is a follow-up video of my first one that I did, and it's really interesting how new information on McKee is starting to emerge. He didn't have the childhood background that you might think of a killer. In fact, it looked pristine. It looked privileged. It looked like he had everything that he did was successful on the outside. And we don't know all the things that he was wrestling with. We know some of the things he was dealing with. But obviously something happened that must have triggered McKee to travel all that way and have all that rage and resentment that built up over time. He nurtured that resentment. And he went in and broke into their home. It didn't look like there was any sign of break-in. Somehow he got in. He went in and didn't disturb the children, but then he killed Spencer and Monique. It's so tragic, and so many families are involved, and these children are left without their parents. Lots of questions and a lot of turmoil and a lot of trauma for these kids and the families. So what did you think about this case? It's ongoing. What are your thoughts about Michael? What do you think his motive would have been? Were there any elements that stood out to you? If you want more mental health analysis of true crime stories like this one, Be sure to subscribe for more. And if you found this case compelling, be sure to watch this next story. It will make you more aware of your surroundings. Thank you for joining me today. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe.